I'm sure you understand them. I'm going to enforce them. Let's have a good, clean fight, and the best of luck to you both.
Not as a result of any kind of punching. And one of the 2 losses that he suffered was also as a result of a cut. Going downstairs and then coming upstairs with the left hands. And a fine uppercut right there also scores to the chin to fight for a championship in 30 years. And 3 damaging lefts there by the champion Salvador. Cowdell with very little offense.
They were very, very light punches, so I don't expect him to even daze Sanchez at all.
Chopping right hand scored pretty well that time by the champion. One of those 3 punches scored. 2 left hands score on Cowdell by the champion Sanchez. Another right hand to the side of the head, and that came behind a body punch. Sanchez. Ruben Castillo, who fought Sanchez. Sanchez continuing to pound away at Cowdell. Sanchez clearly in control, pounds down with the right hand to the top of the head of Cowdell.
Good job, bud.
There's a left hand that does score to the right. Sanchez, for a guy his size, a very heavy-handed puncher. You can really hear every one of his punches. End of round 3.
Let's take a look at that right hand that Sanchez landed in that round, the best punch of the round. Good right hand. It moved Cowdell back for a moment, but
who comes out to meet the champion Salvador Sanchez? Started round 4. Sanchez starts out all business. A reddening on the back of Cowdell. Those kinds of punches I would think would take their toll also.
See whether or not Cowdell was able to do anything. And that could be a mistake.
And there's a pretty good right hand by Pat Cowdell. And that is classic. There's an uppercut that scores to the chin. An uppercut by champion Sanchez, but he takes one right back from Cowdell. Will from time to time go southpaw. He did it against Perez just a few fights ago. And with a pretty good right hand that time.
Jab, keep the champion off balance, and lead up to the right hand.
He has not thrown the right hand with any kind of regularity. He takes a right hand from Sanchez on the chin. Juan knocked him down twice.
Good job, bud.
In his first fight in the United States, the Olympic Auditorium in Los Angeles. That fight was called a draw. Good left hand right there. Flat on the button by Sanchez against Cowdell, who backs up momentarily. Against Castillo.
Good job, sir.
And the like. He had a tough time, or rather not Jimmy Flint, I beg your pardon. But he has had a tough time in his last couple of fights. Again. That time Cowdell gave up one to get one of his own in.
Cowdell's left jab is... I'm very impressed with Pat Cowdell.
Took a right hand to the side of the head right there, and that was the first punch that might have hurt Pat Cowdell. Another right hand also up on the side of the head of Pat Cowdell, but that one from Mexico. Cowdell with a combination scores.
Let's take a look at the exchange in the round when Sanchez landed his most effective punch. A short left followed by a right. That right hand, he could put the champion down. Or even daze him.
Sanchez with a couple of left hands that score, but once again, Cowdell just not with taking a backward step. Really taking a little something from the Salvador Sanchez school. Countering pretty well with the left hand.
Make his right hand consistent also.
Chopping right and the left hand score. Once again, the left hand to the nose of Salvador Sanchez, and again.
You see the power of Cowdell's left jab.
Cowdell now turning that jab into a bit of a hook to the chest and to the stomach. And there is a left hand that scores to the side of the face of Cowdell. And Cowdell retreats for maybe the first time tonight. Sanchez starts it.
Well, Cowdell is starting to move and actually start to run. I don't know whether or not he's trying to.
Another good right hand that time, and again it staggers the challenger, Pat Cowdell. Cowdell holds on. Another left hand to the side of the hand of the challenger. And a straight left scores to the chin. There's another right hand, and Cowdell is hurt. Under the left eye. Sticks him with a couple of jabs, but this round has belonged to Salvador Sanchez. By the then another hard right hand staggers Cowdell once again. He found exactly to stick that jab. And another hard right hand, catching him right on the back. Salvador Sanchez just measuring his man now as we come to the end of the 9th round. Cowdell's corner encouraging him. Another good left hand, looking for the one punch.
Another major problem with Sanchez.
That was a pretty good right hand there by the champion, backing the challenger up, and another right hand causes Cowdell to hold on momentarily. Another chopping right hand on the side of the face of Pat Cowdell, and more blood showing on the right side of the face of Cowdell. There's an uppercut that scores by the champion on Cowdell. Chopping right hand sends Cowdell backward. And another right hand to the side of the face, and Cowdell is hurt. End of round 11. Tough round for Cowdell. Good round for the champion.
Moving forward patiently. Sanchez seems to know when the end of the round is coming, Ray. He usually starts a flurry. 20 to 30 seconds left.
What I know is the damage that those uppercuts. He brings his punches under, and that's I think it's going to be the factor in the fight. At this point now.
If you want to lose on points, you're doing fine. If you want to win, you're going to...
I think my money'd be with the champion.
I don't know. I just don't know.
Cowdell comes after him. The champion comes after Cowdell. Crowd is on its feet here at the Astrodome. It's been a good fight, whichever way it goes. Right hand by Cowdell scores. Does not hurt the champion, however. Sanchez comes back, swinging a little bit wildly. And Cowdell comes back, catches a right hand on the face of Sanchez.
I've been trying to...
Cowdell extending himself. Once again, a right hand scores on Sanchez. Doesn't seem to hurt him, but does score. This is a left hand and an uppercut behind it, but Cowdell still not moving backwards, coming right in on the champion. Left hand scores by Sanchez, and another left.
That punch really hurt.
And Cowdell will do well just to get through this one. Left hand backs Cowdell up again, but a right hand misses, and Cowdell comes back.
It's been an unbelievable round.
Fighting his fight. Let's take a look at a good combination by Cowdell in that round. There's the right hand right on the ropes. Keeps surprising everybody, I guess.
And he may go at it this round.
There's a right hand by Cowdell, and he ducks under a left hand by Sanchez and comes back with a right of his own. Sanchez, he just has not been able to hurt him. Sanchez, to his credit, is just fighting his fight as well. Takes a combination again. The champion backs up on his face.
Those combinations there by Cowdell had to shake the champion up. Those are good combination and backs away. That left hook there.
And once again, the left hand catching Sanchez on the way in. Sanchez. And there's a right hand by Cowdell again. His corner exhorts him. Beautiful, they say.
This could be very frustrating for a champion. You have a guy in trouble.
You have 2 good rounds. Whatever happens, I'll get you a return in England. Yes, you can do it. You can do it now.
Talk about inspiration. What he's really saying is, there's that good combination. 2 good right hands by Cowdell. What Mickey Duff
Comes out, and he has the same thought in mind that he's going to go for it, but he takes a right hand and a left by the challenger, Cowdell. And even this crowd, which is in almost 100% in support of Sanchez, there's a good left hand by Sanchez on the side of the face, and a right hand once again as Cowdell take one step back. Sanchez with a good counter-punching left hand right there hurt Cowdell. That was one of the first good counterpunches that Sanchez is paced down a little bit here. Chopping right hand misses to the top of the head of Cowdell. And a left hand catches him on the cheek. And Cowdell again does not take a backward step. There's a combination by Cowdell scoring to the face of Sanchez. Cowdell does not seem able to hurt Salvador. Sanchez comes after him immediately, and Sanchez himself takes the right hand. He knows that Cowdell can't hurt him. Superman or whatever the movie will be in your area. Chopping right hand by Cowdell. And Cowdell, Sanchez pawing at his man, measuring his man, still looking for the one punch, and there it is. The right hand with 15 seconds to go. 19 seconds. Cowdell trying to get up, and he does. Cowdell has 9 seconds remaining. 9 seconds remaining. Remember, he cannot be saved by the bell. Inside the 5-second mark, the fight is over, and what a fight this was.
Very, very impressive showing by Pat Cowdell. The people of England will be very, very proud of this young man.
And with every good reason. Let's take a look at the knockdown and chopping right hand.
Well, it's the champion Sanchez set his man with that left jab and came across with that question. Extend that left jab, he's moving around, better position, the right hand puts Cowdell down.
I really did not think that the man could get up from that, even as far as the count of 6 or 7.
And still WBC Featherweight Champion of the world, Salvador Sanchez.
Well, a pretty wide divergence, Ray, amongst the judges.